You said him and Santa Claus come down the chimney together? Why doesn't Santa Claus have this soot-covered face?
He's Santa Claus.
What is that? Like,
he's magic.
This guy's magic too. If he's going
No,
down
he's not.
If he's going down chimneys.
He's going with
He's
Santa.
fitting down chimneys.
Well, hold on, because you're getting a little ahead of yourself. You're saying he wants to do this stuff. Yeah, see? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mysterious Pals Show. Happy holidays to everybody out there. This year, this episode is going up on the week of Christmas for those who celebrate Christmas. And speaking of Christmas, I want to introduce Jordan Bartholomew Christmas, they call him. He's here this week. Welcome aboard. How are you doing, Jordan?
'Tis the season, Chris. I am great.
'Tis the season.
The season's got me.
Santa going to bring you everything. Have you been a good boy?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You've been a good naughty or nice?
I'm gonna say
A little bit of both.
yeah.
Yeah.
Column A, column B.
The cool kind of naughty.
What about you?
I'm always good. Look at me. Can't be bad if you look this good. Well, this week we're going to be talking something scary, but it's Christmas themed.
Okay.
Okay. So, our old buddy Santa. But, do you remember a monster from your childhood? Something that may have scared you?
We're talking like
Anytime, isn't Christmas, anything, any monster. Ghosts, ghouls, goblins, anything scare you?
oh yeah, I mean all kinds of stuff. Like watching scary movies and stuff like that.
Did you ever think there was one going to come get you at night?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Was that monster ever Christmas themed? Was there ever a Christmas?
No.
Or was it always happy in the Christmas times?
Yeah. Do we have anything like that in the States here? Like,
I think Krampus become more popular
Yeah,
recently.
but
But I think it's more because like people want to be cool. And like Santa, I'm cool. I got tattoos.
Isn't Krampus more of like a? I mean, I guess there are.
think
More of a
it's
German.
German.
I guess there are a lot of German or people of German descent here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. No, not Christmas themed. No.
Okay. So there was never a
I don't want to
monster
be
hunt.
murdered.
I mean, there was
Never.
not okay. You're just worried about like the guys from Home Alone coming in and
Yeah.
yeah, okay. What if I told you someplace in the world Santa has a sidekick who tags along with him? No, I'm not talking about the elves.
Yeah.
What if I tell you that?
I would believe that, Chris.
Yeah?
I've
I mean,
heard-
not Krampus, because Krampus was
Yeah.
technically they didn't go together.
No.
I think Krampus is separate.
No. Yeah, I think most other cultures have some kind of other like variation.
Really?
Not variation of like a helper that comes along for those who are bad.
Yeah, the naughty children.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones that dish out the coal.
I mean, usually it's Santa doing that, and especially in
Well,
Western
here,
cultures.
but there are those who's a counterpart.
Yes. Well, this week we're going to be talking about Santa's sidekick, Père Fouettard. And that's French. It's a French guy. And
You've been on record saying how much you love the French.
I have?
Sure, yeah.
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 Probably.
Ever.
Yeah. I'm good. I mean, I'm sure it's lovely.
I'm good.
I'm sure they're lovely. But anyway, we're going to talk about this guy named Père Fouettard. And it translates, Pierre is father.
Yes.
And Fouettard
Don't know what that means.
is whip.
Whip.
Or whipper. So this is fatherwhipper.
He whips fathers.
I mean, it's a little something for Santa, I guess. I don't know, but so we're gonna talk about Father Whipper. He's Santa's sidekick in parts of France.
Okay.
And I think other parts, and we'll go over that. There's other parts of Europe, but basically he goes along into the Western European with Krampus and all those guys. They're all kind of, we'll talk about some more, but they're all mixed together.
So Pierre deals with the bad kids.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe the good kids that want to be bad, like he's the rad Santa.
The kids like whips.
Yeah.
Here you go.
He shows up on a Harley. Santa shows up in his stupid sleigh, and they're like rocking out. He has a guitar instead of a bag. All right. Well, in any case, Father Whipper is known in French folklore is a dark legend deeply interwoven in the traditions of Saint Nicholas and Christmas in European cultures. So mostly, like I said, in France.
Yep.
He is feared by the children around Christmas time.
Yeah, I would be if there's some called Father Whipper.
You don't want to be visited by Father Whipper.
No.
You want old Saint Nick to come down the chimney, not Father Whipper. But they come together.
Oh.
They divide and conquer.
All right.
So when Santa shows up, his sidekick's with him. They tag along.
Whipping.
Maybe.
Real good.
If you're the bad guy. You're the bad kid. He is known mainly in far north and eastern regions of France, in the south of Belgium, and the French-speaking parts of Switzerland. So it must be it's a French thing.
Yeah.
There's a stark dichotomy between these two figures. One is joyous, representing kindness, generosity, while Father Whipper reflects discipline and retribution.
Yeah.
He is the old age approach to reward and punishment. So we're going to theory. It's going to be weird because it's going to be talking about a lot of these kind of stories from the Bible, maybe like the kind of the old
duality.
Thoughts. Yeah. On December 6th, St. Nicholas Day, the pair makes their rounds. Children often leave shoes or stockings by the fireplace, eagerly anticipating the gifts of St. Nicholas might leave behind.
Number 6?
That's what's strange. That's St. Nicholas Day.
Yeah. What? Okay.
I think it still rolls into Christmas, but from some of the stuff I read, it was like St. Nicholas Day shows up. Sometimes he comes with Santa on Christmas. I don't know.
Yeah, because here we like stockings get filled Christmas Eve night and Christmas Day, right?
Yeah,
Usually?
but St. Nicholas Day was a thing when I was growing up too. They would put our shoe out in the hallway at school and there would be candy in it.
Put your shoe on the hallway at school?
Yeah, he gives you stockings. Take your sock off. Leave a stinky sock when you're an elementary kid. Yeah.
Wait, did you not have a shoe or a sock the rest of the day? Or
until we came back.
Until
we
you left a different one there. You saw
no, you took off your shoe and stuck on the hallway. And then later in the day you would get it back.
So you didn't have a shoe?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I was told to do it. I was a kid.
So did you have one shoe on, one shoe off
Yes.
the rest of the day?
Yeah. Well, not for the whole day, but for part of the day. Yes.
Okay. All right.
I didn't do it. Like I said.
No, you did do it. You took part in this.
It wasn't my plan. I couldn't have said no.
It would be funny
I
to
went to
see a bunch of
Catholic
the kids just like hobbling around
Yeah. Oh yeah.
off balance.
Many of the people that I went to school with, that I grew up with.
What do you do if you go to gym?
I think they did it I think they just didn't have gym that day. I don't remember. Again, I don't remember. I was in elementary school.
All right.
K through 8. So in some depictions of Father Whipper, he carries a chain or a sack.
Chain?
Threatening to take bad children away.
Jeez.
He also is depicted as someone carrying a whip or a bundle of sticks to deliver punishment. What does he look like, you may ask? Great question. Thank you for asking.
I'm going to say he's definitely probably has a beard, right? Because he's Santa's brother. But
he's not his brother.
He's not.
We didn't go over it now.
Oh, okay.
He's not his brother.
He's not.
He's his sidekick.
That's right.
He's not related. And we're going to go into the story of why they call him, where he came from, his whole background. But he's not related to Santa.
Does he wear the same clothes, but their colors are inversed?
So he wears where the white is the red and the red is the white?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
He wears blue.
It's blue.
Blue and green or something. Okay. So you're not going to figure it out.
Probably looks menacing, I would imagine.
Well, the imagery associated with Father Whipper is he has ragged clothing, soot-streaked face, and a sinister demeanor.
So you said him and Santa Claus come down the chimney together? Why doesn't Santa Claus have this soot-covered face?
He's Santa Claus.
What is that? Like?
He's magic.
This guy's magic too. If he's going
he's
down
not.
If he's going down chimneys?
He's going with
he's
Santa.
Fitting down chimneys.
Well, hold on, because you're getting a little ahead of yourself. You're saying he wants to do this stuff. Yeah, see? Picking up what I'm putting down.
All right.
Chimney.
All right.
Okay.
Carry on.
Some regions portray him as a wild, unkempt man, like you said, with a beard and stuff, while others lean into his origins as a butcher, giving him bloodstained apron and a meat cleaver. In more devilish renditions, he has horns, cloven hooves, and a fiery glare, underscoring his role as a symbol of retribution.
Jeez. They're telling kids this, like, look out, kids, the butcher's going to get you.
Father Whipper's going to come tonight, kids. You're not good. Get to bed.
Terrifying.
Father Whipper's coming. I think it's interesting. I'm going to throw this in here.
I think that would make me a better kid throughout the year.
You don't want to get whipped and taken
if
away.
I was told that this guy was a thing.
Yeah. I think in general, we need one of these around here.
Yeah.
In this country.
Yes.
For adults and kids.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw this in here. I think it's interesting. We said his name was Father Père Fouettard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at the end of that spelling, it's Fouettard is Fouettard. Okay. So a suffix Fouettard.
Okay.
So the suffix ard comes from Old French. Usually find it in pejorative nouns, denoting a person who regularly engages in an activity or are characterized in a certain way. Coward, dullard, drunkard, wizard.
Wizard. I like wizards thrown in there.
Yeah.
Coward, drunkard, or wizard.
Well, like because it's ARD sounds.
Yeah.
Coward, dullard, wizard, drunkard. Of course, not all of them that end with ARD are formed or could mean this, but for the most part, in Old French, that was kind of the suffix that they used for anybody that sucked.
The wizards lump in there.
I have probably the old meaning of like nowadays wizards are cool, but like back then they're probably
wizard sucks.
or as a wizard was like a guy who took advantage of people.
Oh,
he's like, I'm gonna
right,
do
right,
spells,
yes.
That type of thing.
That makes sense. Yep.
There? Are you there yet?
There.
Okay. Let's go into the origins of our father here.
Okay.
I think it's weird they call him Father Whipper.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely weird. Yes.
Okay. I mean, I didn't make it up.
I didn't say you did.
So I don't know.
Wasn't Santa Claus also called like Father Christmas? Is that like a thing kind of thrown around sometimes?
I guess. Yeah, probably.
So like
Father Christmas.
the Father Whipper. Father Whipper.
I don't know. French people, right? Right? France?
Oh, Voltaire over there.
Oh, he was one of them? Okay.
Oh, he was one of them.
No. Yeah.
He shot up right there.
Yeah, no, that sucks.
Oh, he was one of them.
Ate him.
Explains a lot.
Yeah. Throw him down. I hope Father Whipper visited him every year. All right, let's go into some origins of the old father here. While the origins are murky, many regional versions of the story are circulating across France and other parts of Europe differ, so that's understandable.
Yeah.
Like it's a folk tale.
Region-based.
And was St. Nicholas real? Probably, right? There was a guy that was nice, probably they called St. Nicholas, I'd imagine. He's a real person. Christian bishop in the 4th century, ancient city of Myra, which is now Demir, Turkey. So he traveled to Palestine, Egypt as a young man. He was tortured during the persecution of the Christians by the Roman Emperor Diocletian.
Diocletian.
Yeah.
Give him a saint.
He was known for his generosity and kindness.
Oh, okay.
The Wonder Worker, they called him. Nicholas the Wonder Worker. So many miracles attributed to him. He's a patron saint of sailors, merchants, archers, children, brewers, pawnbrokers, toy makers, unmarried people, and students.
There you go. You said toy makers.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
And brewers.
Oh, so wait.
Like beers and toys, as you're saying.
Wait. Well, maybe, probably presents back in say the 4th century were kind of like beer was a present.
Yeah, maybe.
So many created St. Nicholas as the inspiration for the red suited Christmas icon. However, Santa we know in the United States only came about after
Coca-Cola.
the poem "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," written in 1823.
Okay. I always thought it was because of Coca-Cola.
I would expect that's probably a bigger play, but
1823.
1823. Billy Goose. All right, let's go back into this. So who is Father Whipper? I said there's many different regional versions of the story circulating across different parts of Europe, mostly in France. Most accounts suggest that the character arose during the Middle Ages, a time when fear and superstition played a significant role in daily life.
Yep. There's that whole morality thing.
Some versions of the legend paint him as a sinister butcher, while others describe him as a disheveled vagabond or even a devilish figure. He's always depicted as a menacing and punitive character. Features whose purpose is to instill discipline in children throughout the year using fear.
Throughout the year.
Like, is there kind of we tell kids, Santa's not going to bring anything. You're going to be in the naughty list.
Yep.
It's kind of the same thing, except In this version,
You get whipped.
the naughty list says you get taken away.
You said he has a chain sometimes too, or like a
Chains,
bundle
like
of.
meat cleaver, bundle of sticks to beat you with.
Jeez.
Some of the stories he takes you away instead of like whipping you.
What does he do with you? Takes you away.
No one came back to tell us.
Oh,
I don't know. So we're going to the most famous story, kind of most well-known one of his origins, of who he is and what he did. This was told in 1252 in France.
all right.
So this tale is about Father Whipper, and it positions him as a butcher who committed a heinous crime at this time. So again, 1252. According to this version, Father Whipper, who was an innkeeper and a butcher, was driven by greed and malice. He lured 3 boys into his shop with a promise of sweets and shelter.
Sounds familiar.
Sometimes the story references a wife that also helped him with his crimes, maybe even pushed him to do these crimes, because wink, wink. Women are always the forces of evil at this time. They're the ones that tell men to do stuff.
Yeah.
Goes back to
Go ahead, eat the apple.
Yeah, Adam and Eve. Yeah. The boys, 3 boys, were lured into his shop,
With candy.
sweets and
Like
shelter.
Hansel and Gretel kind of thing.
Supposedly they were on their way to like go to school, like at a prominent school for to be like priests or something.
Mm-hmm. Wizards.
Yeah. Once inside, he murdered them.
I mean, I feel like that came very abruptly, but I feel like we knew that's where that was going.
Maybe you could have just whipped them.
Oh, that's true.
Once inside, he murdered them, cut up their bodies into pieces, and placing them in a barrel of brine, intending to sell their flesh as meat.
Jeez.
St. Nicholas, learning of this monstrous act, arrived at the butcher's shop or inn and miraculously resurrected the boys, exposing Father Whipper for his crime.
You can do that?
Dude, I don't know. He's a saint. He can do that. I mean, again, he has all those miracles attributed to him. As his penance for his sins, the butcher was condemned to serve as St. Nicholas's companion, assisting him in his travels and punishing naughty children, while St. Nicholas rewarded the virtuous and good children.
Wouldn't St. Nicholas want him to like be a better person?
No. He wanted to punish him. He murdered these boys.
But why is that punishing him by making him punish kids? Isn't that what wouldn't he want to do that? We want to keep hurting kids?
Because he's like, I don't want to. Well, St. Nicholas probably didn't want to do any dirty work. And he got his hands
yeah,
dirty.
Yeah, you do.
So he's like, you're going to follow me around, be my lackey.
Yeah, but it's not really a punishment because he keeps getting it to like hurt kids. Right?
Listen, I'm on board with you. I'm just reading what it says.
Right.
I'm just
Fair
from what my research says, this dude
Fair
followed
enough.
St. Nicholas around. I'm not sure there was a lot of like backstory or like a lot of thought putting into this, how the story acts or like reacts or whatever.
Sure. Fair enough.
Again, I didn't write it. I wasn't around in 1252.
Oh.
We don't have Father Whipper here. So again, we talked about it a little bit before. This narrative echoes the broader themes of medieval folklore, where gruesome stories often serve as both moral lessons and cautionary tales. This resurrection of the boys highlights St. Nick's rule as a protector of children, while Father Whipper, eternal servitude, underscores the consequences of wickedness. Maybe Father Whipper was like his servant.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had to do, like, he carried the bag. He had to, like,
Yeah.
clean up the reindeer poop. Like, you don't know what he was doing on the other side of things.
Yeah.
We just know that he was whipping children whenever they were bad.
I also think it might be just be like another way to show St. Nicholas's sainthood. Like it props him up more.
Yeah.
By taking on this or saving these children, bringing them back to life.
They're just murdering them.
Yeah, showing how good he is compared to this.
He didn't put him to death,
person.
but he allowed him to hurt children. Yeah. So another story. So that's one story. We're going to go to another story, which is less well known, but I think is a little stranger.
Stranger than that.
Well, not as cool, maybe.
That's cool.
Yeah. Another story states that during the siege of Metz, which is in eastern France, a city, in 1552, an effigy of King Charles V was burned and dragged through the city. Meanwhile, an association of tanners created a grotesque character, also a tanner, armed with a whip and bound in chains, who punished children. After Metz was liberated, the charred effigy of Charles V and the children created and the character created by the tanner somehow assimilated to what is known as Father Whipper. Events surrounding the city's liberation and burning of the effigy coincided with the passage of St. Nicholas. Hence, Father Whipper becomes the bad cop of the story. I don't think that's as cool as the first one.
Definitely not.
And it's more of just like saying, King Charles V, kind of a turd. They were just like, we're going to whip this turd.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds cool.
So there's also a bunch of other stories. Obviously, they kind of all tweak it a little bit. We know there's other characters in Europe, like Krampus in Austria and Germany, Necht Repecht in Germany.
Necht Repecht?
Yeah, something like that. KNECTHTRUPRECT.
Okay.
I don't know. And Black Peter in the Netherlands. These all fulfill similar rules as enforcers of discipline and punishment during the Christmas season. So Saint Nick is always the
good guy.
The good guy. He always needs a bad guy because you don't want Saint Nick to be punishing people.
No, because that's the thing here. Like in the States, they're like he doesn't necessarily whip kids, but he's like you're gonna get cold from him though.
Back to like a Christian thing, where like or like a Roman Catholic versus other religious kind of sects, where like in Roman Catholic or Catholicism, God is also good, but he also punishes.
There's a duality, yeah.
Yeah, but in other parts, or other Christian or the Christian religions, sects, there's like different ways of looking at it.
I also think it might be an absorption of other traditions pre-Christianity because there was some absorption with why we use a Christmas tree.
Yeah,
begin with because I think it was more of like a Norse kind of thing.
I think it was pagans.
Pagans, yeah. They're trying
pagan holiday.
There was a major pagan holiday on that day, so like we'll make it this day, so it's more relatable or easier for them to assimilate into Christianity.
Yeah, because I think it was because they were trying to celebrate like life, because it was like these dark months of the year that were cold and like
the solstice.
Yeah, like the winter solstice,
but
they celebrated that they brought in these plants, the evergreen trees, because they want to celebrate life.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
During the cold months when it was everything was dead.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
And it was a pagan holiday, so they moved, Jesus' birthday to then, and then they moved St. Nicholas Day to then. Yeah. It'd be like kind of weird that they all culminated into this one holiday that's Christian.
So like you're used to celebrating something this day, we're just going to change what you're celebrating.
So that you can still celebrate your thing, but also you're celebrating our thing.
Right. I'm sure there is something there with these different variations of Father Whipper from other religions that might predate Christianity or might be going on or conflicting with Christianity. I'm sure there's something there with that.
Definitely. I think it's all probably rolled in. They were just, again, they're rolling everything into one that makes them super holiday.
Yeah.
That's all they did. They're like, this end of December sucks real bad. We got to celebrate something because damn, it sucks out here.
Yeah.
Everybody's dying. Most people die. Especially back then, was dying in freezing months,
Not to go too far down the religious rabbit hole, but I do think it's weird that we celebrate birth Christ over his resurrection. You think the resurrection would be that much more celebrated? Well,
I think it is supposed to be.
It's supposed to be, yes.
But also, there's so many other holidays in December that it's more of a worldwide thing. Because the Easter is still huge.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of stuff leading up to Easter. Well,
especially if you grew up in going to Christian school, it was the biggest time of year.
Sure.
And we were going to church every day. It was, and Easter is still huge, but it's not cool.
Not Christmas huge though.
Yeah, right. I think it's more of everybody celebrates some form of thing in December, I think.
Yeah.
I think most people, because there's Hanukkah's in December.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, so there's a couple other things going on in December, obviously, where they even got it from.
Yeah, right.
So probably that. There's probably not a lot of stuff going on in Easter times, but it is a huge deal in the Christian church.
Oh yeah. Why?
Christmas is huge because people are buying crap.
Well, yeah, it's also
commercial holiday.
Yeah, exactly. As I say, it's commercial kind of thing.
So Father Whipper, the dark presence along St. Nicholas, serves as a reminder that even in times of celebration, accountability looms large. whether a butcher atoning for his crimes, a devilish enforcer of morality, a relic of a bygone era, Father Whipper, compelling blend of fear, mystery, and moral reflection.
Yeah.
So let's I mean, there's not really a lot of there's some theories which are kind of like I think it's mostly what we talked about because there's like one of them is one of the ones I thought that people talk about a lot is more focused on pagan and Christian roots, pre-Christian pagan roots, which is like some people suggest that Father Whipper and similar figures may have been the roots in pre-Christian traditions where dark, fearsome characters were used to symbolize the forces of chaos in winter.
Yeah. Like people's trying to grasp their minds around like changing of the seasons, crops dying off.
Yep.
Getting colder, people getting sick, people dying off. So like there must be some larger force here at work as to why we're being like maybe a punishment kind of thing. But yeah. Like I incorporated, imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it even says like the winter solstice celebrations in pagan Europe incorporated both benevolent and malevolent spirits, representing the interplay between light and darkness during the darkest time of the year, pretty much.
Sure.
That's one of them. It's just like folklore and stuff from these different eras coming together, and hey, we still got to represent the bad stuff because it sucked before.
But I think it's also like trying to identify what the root cause of that is. Like it might be hard for people to accept that like they didn't know like the seasonal, like understand like maybe the seasonal changes and that's how like
why I was doing it.
Why I was doing it. So like there must be a root cause of this.
God is punishing us because
God is, or some other dark entity is punishing us.
So we already said this, but widely accepted theory is that Father Whipper comes from a time when folklore comes from a folklore that is trying to embody the balance of reward and punishment. So like you be good, you get this. And it's just like a folklore thing that kind of is common throughout all of human history.
Yeah.
All humans understand, reward and punishment.
Yeah.
Or hard work, being good. Parents aren't going to yell at you, beat you up.
I do think the fact that he's a whipper though is very interesting. Like he can whip kids. You're bad because I think that was a common practice in times when people were bad. Like you get whipped.
Yeah.
Or even flogging.
Yep.
Flogging was like a religious like atonement kind of thing.
Well, I think, and even like the he carries around sticks.
Yes.
Because he slaps their hands.
Yeah. Oh right. Yeah.
So beats them with a switch. Or a stick.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
That's rooted in some kind of either religious or societal form of punishment. And
this also goes into this one. This theory is about the approach to discipline, in which, pre-modern societies talk about strict adherence to social norms was a matter of survival.
Oh, okay.
So you had to you had to be good.
Yeah.
So you can survive because people want to have you in the community.
Right.
If you're the jerk, causing problems, no one's going to want you, so you're not going to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah. The idea of community.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, they did kick people out of towns all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you're a dick, dude. Get out of here.
You get out of the village or whatever. Yep.
That's how the Pied Piper was formed.
Oh, yeah. I think he's ripped them off, though, because...
I'm sure it started with him just being a jerk.
He got rid of the mice, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, what, in regards to, like, you said this is in France and parts of Belgium. When did this first pop up? You said it was like around the...
1208.
Okay.
Or 1205 was the story took place.
Okay.
I don't really know.
The same thing went back to like the 4th century or something like that?
Yes.
Okay.
The other theory is that this is just it's called the psychological theory behind psychological appeal of scary stories, where like, people are sitting around telling stories. Scary ones are interesting.
They're not working. We're dying.
That the Father Whipper is included in Christmas lore because fear can be a powerful motivator, which we said, but also these dark characters make things more interesting.
It's a better story.
Yeah.
If someone's just like wholly good, like the saint, just like, oh, here's the presents.
You don't want the saint to be mean.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah, you don't want him to be doing the bad stuff.
Yeah.
It's also a good incentive to tell kids to be good.
Of course, yeah.
And the other theory is that it's just a religious allegory. So it's going to the idea of a broader religious context of sin, penance, and redemption. So St. Nicholas as a saint represents divine mercy and forgiveness, while Father Whipper represents the consequences of sin, the need for atonement. So he's serving for his sins of murdering 3 kids. This dynamic reflects the Catholic emphasis of confession, repentance, and possibility of salvation through penance.
That makes sense.
And that goes back to like the butcher story that I said aligns with it. So there's a couple other theories. I don't think they're there. They're kind of all the theories about why the story came about is all kind of common, but the story is still interesting. It's all about like, how did we get here? It's probably because of sin and punishment, or redemption,
Right.
Good and bad. Be good. It's kind of like is a good tool to use for kids to be good all year round. Because Santa's such a good guy. Why is he gonna? Especially when he's a saint. I bet you the Catholic Church loved the fact that they could push the non-saint doing this, being the bad guy.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So that they don't have to tarnish the name of the saint. Saint
Yeah,
Nicholas could never be mean if he's a patron saint of kindness.
That's true. Yeah, that makes sense.
So what do you think? Where did Father Whipper come from? You think there really was a butcher?
Definitely possible there was some guy who probably chopped up some kids.
I'm sure there's lots of those
They-
throughout history.
Explain, like, it could have been rooted in something that actually happened, and be either people like in the church or people in the community were like, "Hey, bad, it's happening. You could be one of those kids. A butcher will get you."
Yeah. Walk up a kid on the street and be like, "Hey, kid.
Yeah.
Father Whipper's going to get you if you push over that cow or whatever
Yeah,
you're
you
doing."
hear about that butcher who chopped those kids? Yep, he'll get you too.
He's going to come around. He's still around.
Yeah. I think that could also be coupled with the fact that, like, during 1200s or the Middle Ages, a lot of people were, although highly religious, they were very superstitious.
Yep. I assume superstition was a big thing of this.
Huge, yes.
It goes back, again, just the good and bad. Be good, you're
Right,
rewarded. Be bad, you're punished.
Yeah. There's superstition. There's morality there. I kind of do wish we had something like that in the States here, man. Like,
He just didn't seem like he got off the ground. No one can get the guy. Sure, people tried to get Krampus a couple years ago to take off. That didn't last.
But
made
like,
a terrible movie.
Yeah. Maybe we're all just snowflakes over here. We can't handle
I think they're trying
bad
to
counterpart to Santa.
I think they're just trying to monetize him. They need to just
yeah.
needs to be like rooted in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a free man's Punisher.
Yeah, he's the Punisher.
Yeah. Well, no, because Punisher was wronged.
Yeah. But
right?
Oh, right. Yeah, he was. Yes, you're right.
This guy was the wronger.
Yeah, he did the bad stuff.
Yeah. But I like the idea of like even Santa's like dragging him around, like clean that up, pick this up, carry that.
Yeah. That kind of also makes Santa kind of a D-bag doing that, though.
Yeah, I agree. It seems maybe that's why they didn't push that narrative too much. He wasn't a servant. No.
I think there is something there, though, with the methods he used to punish kids, though, like whipping or hitting kids with like sticks, whips, chains, because that
basically delivering pain.
Yeah, that was a form of punishment back then.
Oh yeah,
that makes sense. So that would translate over into this weird sidekick character.
Yeah, kids don't get hit anymore. I don't think so. I mean, they shouldn't. But
the threat of it,
is very powerful.
It's very powerful. Yeah.
Although if they've never been hit, they don't know what they're getting threatened against.
That's true.
Although,
like kids back then were definitely getting hit.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
It's well documented in cinema that kids in the Catholic school getting hit.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan. So that's all I got for St. Nicholas.
Okay.
And Father Whipper. May he not visit you this year.
You too, man. I hope not.
Maybe we can bring him back.
I would.
If you look up pictures of, just go Google Father Whipper.
So yeah, so you said he had a soot-covered face, kind of looked disheveled.
Yeah.
A beard.
Yep.
Did they ever give him because Krampus has like horns and stuff like that?
There are versions of him with horns, but if you look up, if you just Google him, there's going to be like he's in parts of France. He's like in, they have him like people dress up as him and go to the parades and stuff like that. Like he's a part of culture.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
They kind of embrace it. I think that's neat.
But also like, it's just, again, it's here. There's Santa's a bigger story. He does need a sidekick, but I think we're too far gone now.
Yeah.
You almost need like the next day be like.
I guess Rudolph would be the best thing, next best thing with that.
I guess, but he doesn't beat you up and take your stuff. He's
as
not
far as
crapping
like
in your stuff.
But as far as like another like notable
sidekick, yeah.
Other than Mrs. Claus, like
she ain't doing anything.
Oh. But that's like the next best thing, I think. The closest thing we have to like some other, maybe Frosty. Again, they don't do.
They're not beating kids up for
No,
being bad.
there's no morality.
They're like, Frosty's gonna come get you. Like, well, I'll just go inside and he'll melt.
Yeah. I'll light
him on fire. Like,
yeah.
well, okay,
I'll
let him
just
come.
light a lighter next to him and he'll eventually just melt.
I'll push him over like
Yeah.
I did that kid on the street.
Yeah, what's Rudolph gonna do? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Unless Rudolph's nose like burned people, that might be.
Oh, just lasers.
That's the problem. All right.
So do you think this is just a more or less a morality kind of thing?
Yeah,
coupled with,
I think it's a fun story.
Yeah.
Again, it's interesting how it came to be.
Yeah.
And that it's probably something that the Catholic Church may have pushed to be like, we can't say this saint is also harming children or giving them coal or whatever.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know
yeah.
when that coal theory came around.
Yeah. Why is that? Didn't people want coal to stay warm?
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah. Like, don't we need coal?
Especially like you think like even like 100 years ago, kids were getting like one gift.
Yeah. Like,
you know?
do we need coal to heat our house? But do you think what do you think it ultimately stems from, though? Like, does it stem from, like, was there a person who just went around whipping kids or murdering kids? You know, like.
Yeah, there's probably tons of them throughout history.
No, it definitely were, but I'm saying, like, there's like an instance somewhere in France, someone did that, and they're like, oh, this will be, which Christianity caught on, like, this is,
I think they needed a scapegoat to be like, again, I think France is a pretty Catholic leading country, like religion,
I don't know if, yeah.
but like
I mean,
they do have a
Christian,
lot of,
yeah.
So I'm thinking it's probably something from that.
Yeah.
Like they didn't want to, the Pope said, hey, he's a good guy. He doesn't do bad things.
But we got to have this other character in case you do bad things. Not going to be a saint. Be some butcher guy. Here's sticks.
So the tradition of giving misbehaving children lumps of fossil fuel predates the Santa
Fossil fuel.
we know, and is also associated with St. Nicholas, Santa Claus, and at Italy's La Befana, which I would do a story on that person in the future. Nothing that I can find. This is from a Mental Floss article. Find the legends or history about any of these figures giving concrete reason for doling out cool. The common thread between them seems to be convenience.
Yeah. I think it's just a duality thing. You got the good guy, you got the bad guy.
Yeah, so in some parts of Europe, Saint Nick used to come in a window, then he switched to the chimney.
They started making chimneys.
I get. No, I mean they had chimneys for a long time. So Santa Claus put his presents traditionally in the shoes that were sitting by the fire, which is where the stockings come from. I thought it was like weird because they put a stocking, you're like right in front of your roaring fire, and like whatever catches on fire,
right, yeah,
burns down the house. So
it started over there, and then it goes to little Chris, grade school, putting his shoe out in the hallway.
Yeah,
walking around with one shoe on the rest of the day.
So it seems that
traditions.
At some point they switched to the chimney. Maybe he grabbed some coal on his way down. Like, I didn't bring you anything. Here you go, kid.
Stay warm.
Yeah.
Stay alive.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, thanks.
Thanks, mister. We won't freeze to death tonight. As a kid, you're like, you don't know that. Or maybe you do because they were probably.
I mean,
they're probably in the mines getting the coal.
All right. Jordan, thank you for being here.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you for everybody for being here. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate.
Yeah, look out for like
Father Whipper.
Be nice. Just be nice to people.
Be good, kids. Hopefully, you're not listening to this though. We will be back next week with another episode. I think New Year's episode, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be that week, right?
I guess we'll have to look at a calendar. But anyway, we want you all to have a great holiday. And again, thank you.
Thank you.
If you want to,
whatever you celebrate.
Yes, enjoy family time. If you don't celebrate anything, who cares? Just spend time with family. Be a good person.
Be good.
Yep. We will be back next week, like I said. And if you want to help us out, you can give us a follow, give us a subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, you can follow us on any podcast platform or give us a subscribe and a thumbs up, whatever it is. It all helps us out. If you are listening, give us a follow. Leave us a comment on any platform. Send us an email at mysteriouspailsonline@gmail.com. You can also find us at mysteriouspals.com for all those links and links to all of our social media, which is also listed below. You can follow us there and follow. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a critique, whatever you got. We will see you next week. Thank you again, Jordan.
Thank you, Chris. Happy holidays.
Good night, everybody.